mine as well as your channel. So yes, for quite some time I haven't uploaded any video on Macbeth. So all of my ISC students, they are saying, ma'am, please upload Macbeth, please. So here I am. And before we start, if you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, please do. And don't forget to press the like button. I'm sure you'll like it. The likes are so few. So Act 4 Scene 2. In Act 4 Scene 2, we find that Lady Macduff, she is not really happy with Macduff because without informing, he has left the house and gone for England. So she feels that Macduff has not done the right thing, leaving the family in peril. But to Macduff, the loyalty towards the king and his country is much more. And that is why, though he knows that there might be danger to his family, but still he doesn't believe that Macbeth could be so ruthless as to kill his whole family. So he takes the risk. And here we find Lady Macduff naturally is very agitated. So, Fife. Remember, Macduff was the Thane of Fife, so it is in Fife. A room in Macduff's castle. Enter Lady Macduff, her son, and Ross. Ross is the cousin. Ross and Angus. So, most probably he has come and informed Lady Macduff that her husband has fled to England. So Lady Macduff is asking Ross, what had he done to make him fly the land? So she is asking, what did Macduff do that compelled him to leave the country and run away? You must have patience, madam. So Ross is trying to pacify her. He says that you must have patience. He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears to make us traitors. So Lady Macbeth is angry. She says that Macduff showed no patience. And running away in this way is an act of madness. So when we have not done anything treacherous, our fears, they make us look like traitors. So she feels that he has run away out of fear. But it is not so. He has not run away out of fear. He has run from Scotland because he wants to bring Malcolm, the rightful heir to the throne, back. And that is why he has gone. Ross, you know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear. So Ross says that you don't know whether he ran away prompted by his wisdom or fear. So it was his wisdom only which made him leave the country and go, because had he been in Fife, he would have been captured and killed by Macbeth. So then the revenge of Malcolm would not have been taken. He went there and he persuaded Malcolm, and then both of them came back with a heavy force and defeated Macbeth. This wouldn't have been possible had he stayed in Scotland. Lady Macduff, wisdom to leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. So Lady Macbeth says, you call it wisdom? Do you think it was really wise for him or on his part to leave his children and his wife, his house, his possessions, from where he was himself feeling insecure? He was feeling insecure, and you think this is wisdom to leave all these people and everything that he owned in this way and to run away? She says he does not love us. Macduff has no love for us, and he wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is love. as little is the wisdom. Where is the flight so runs against all reason? So she says that Macduff lacks the natural touch. He is lacking in natural touch. Even the smallest of the birds, the wren, it will be ready to fight the owl to save her babies in the nest. To save the babies in the nest, she is ready to take on the owl. So she feels that Macduff is being selfish. To Macduff, his own personal safety is what matters, and love doesn't matter at all. So his running away or his flight shows hardly any wisdom, because it is against all reason. So she cannot at all accept the opinion that Macduff's flight was not on account of fear but on account of wisdom, as Ross suggested. Ross, my dearest cause, I pray you, school yourself, but for your husband he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further. So Ross tries to make her understand, to see her reason. So he says, my dearest cousin, I request you have control over yourself. And regarding your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and he knows very well the uncertainties of time. I do not dare to say anything more, but only this, that we are passing through tough times. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumour from what fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you. So his coming to inform Lady Macduff about the flight of Macduff also might be considered treacherous. So he seems to be quite frightened of Macbeth. So he says, I cannot say anything more than this, that we are undergoing cruel times and we will be considered traitors to reasons which we are not aware of. That means anyone and everyone at this moment can be labeled as a traitor. I don't know what I have done, but they condemn me as a traitor. And when we believe in rumors because of our fears, we don't know what we are afraid of. So we feel uncertain, like floating on a wild and violent sea and swaying in every direction and with every movement of the water. So that means we are passing through very uncertain times. And then he's so scared that he might be caught here conversing with Lady Macduff. So he says, I am taking my leave of you. I will be back here again soon. And then he assures her that when things come to the worst, they will either stop or again they will return to the happy condition in which they were earlier. So you cannot go beyond worse. If it is the worst, after that it will go back to goodness, or the worst at least will stop. And then he says, my pretty cousin, blessings upon you. So this is the last time Ross is meeting Lady Macduff. So Lady Macbeth, fathered he is and he is fatherless. So she points to her son and says, he has a father and yet he is without one. Why? She is angry that Macduff has left his son in this way and has gone. So she feels he has gone because of his own personal safety, but that is not the case. He has gone to save Scotland, to save people from the hands of this traitor. No, I wouldn't say traitor, from the hands of this dictator, tyrant. Tyrant is the best word. Ross, I'm so much a fool. Should I stay longer? It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once. So hearing Lady Macduff speak in this way, showing the son and saying he has a father and yet he is fatherless. So he says that if I stay here anymore, I will make a fool of myself. Why? By weeping. Because it's so sad. What you are saying makes me feel so sad. So if I weep, it will be your embarrassment. So I wish to leave at once. So he leaves. Now Lady Macbeth, Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live? So she is asking her son, your father is dead. He is not dead. He is left for England. But she says that your father is dead, so what will you do now? How will you live? Son, as birds do, mother. What? With worms and flies. So you said you will live in the same way as birds do. The moment the birds learn to, the baby birds, they learn to fly, they leave their nest and live on their own. So most probably he is suggesting that I'll live without a father. So Lady Macduff takes it in the other way and says you will live on worms and flies because that is what birds live on. With what I get, I mean, and so do they. So I mean to say I shall live on whatever I get to eat in the same way as birds do. Lady Macduff, poor bird, thou'dst never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor gin. So Lady Macbeth says that you are like an unfortunate or a wretched bird. So like the bird, you will never be afraid of the net, the bird lime, the pitfall or the snare. So you are like an unfortunate bird, but you will not be afraid of all these things. Why should I, mother? Poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead for all you say. So he says, why should I be afraid of pitfalls or snares or bird lime or the net? Because they are not for unfortunate or small birds or poor birds like me. And though you say my father is dead, I know my father is not dead. He seems to be quite a smart chap. Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father? So Lady Macduff reiterates her words that yes, your father is dead. So how will you manage without a father? Nay, how will you do for a husband? So he asks the same question to her. How will you manage without a husband? So what does she say? Nay, why, I can buy me 20 at any market. So this is trivial talk and I don't think it really suits the occasion. So she says that yes, I can buy 20 husbands at the market. If I want, I can go and buy 20 husbands. Then you will buy them to sell again. So if you buy them, you will have to sell them again because you cannot do with 20 husbands. You need one husband. What will you do with the other 19? You will have to sell them again. Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet in faith with wit enough for thee. So Lady Macduff comments that you speak intelligently. So it seems you are quite precautious. Son, was my father a traitor, mother? So now he puts forward a strong question before his mother. Potent question. Mother, was my father a traitor? That he was. Yes, he was a traitor. Not to the king. She means not to the king, not to the country, but to you and me he was a traitor. He betrayed us. What is a traitor? traitor, poor fellow, he doesn't even know the meaning. That means he must be quite young. He doesn't even know the meaning of traitor. So he says, what is a traitor? Why? One that swears and lies. So traitor is a person whom swears, that means makes a promise and then breaks it. So Macduff had sworn to be by her side. These were the marriage vows he had taken, and yet he is broken. She feels that he has left her and the babies and fled away to England. So in that way he is a traitor to the marriage vows which he had taken. And be all traitors that do so. So people who make promises and then break it, are they all traitors? Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged. So yeah, everyone who makes a promise and then breaks it is a traitor, and that person should be hanged. And must they all be hanged that swear and lie? So do you mean to say that those who swear and lie, all of them should be hanged? Everyone. Who must hang them? Why, the honest men? So such questions, just see how wittily he will carry on the talk. So he says that who will hang these traitors? So Lady Macduff says the honest people will hang the traitors. Just see his answer. Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang them up. So he says in that case, the liars and swearers, they are stupid, they are fools. Why? Because they are more in number. So they can easily outnumber the honest men, beat them up, and instead of themselves being hanged, they can hang the honest people. So he is quite intelligent for his age. Lady Macduff. Now God help thee, poor monkey, but how wilt thou do you a father? That means, so she says that may God help you, and poor monkey is an affectionate term for her son. And then she says, but how will you manage without a father? If he were dead, you would weep for him. If you would not, it is a good sign that I shall quickly have a new father. So a naughty boy, he says that if my father were dead, you would be weeping for him. And if you are not weeping, then it means that I will soon get a new father. That means you will have a new husband. You will go and marry someone else if you are not weeping, even after you hear the news of her husband's death. If you are not weeping, that is a good sign that I am going to get a new father. Lady Macduff, poor prattler, how talkest? So you are a chatterbox, and how you talk. Enter a messenger. So messenger comes with alarming news. Bless you, fair damsel, fair dame, I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence, with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse where fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer. So most probably a well-wisher has sent through this messenger some news for Lady Macduff that her life is in grave danger. So the best thing for her should be to run away. So the messenger comes and says, God bless you, my fair lady. I am not known to you, but I know of your high position. I know that you are the wife of Lord Macduff. So I suspect some danger is to fall on you. So if you take my advice, I would tell you to run away with your children. Don't stay here. Your life is in danger, so run away with your children. And then this man says, I am sorry for being rude to frighten you in this manner. Yeah, I think I am being rude to frighten you. But to leave you without any warning would be much more savage cruelty. And soon it will be inflicted on you. That means soon you will suffer cruelty. So if I don't warn you, that also means cruelty on my part. So may God protect you. I am not courageous enough to stay here any longer. So he also leaves. This messenger comes, informs, and then leaves. So now Lady Macduff seems to be quite alarmed, and then she says, "Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm?" And then she sees the faces of the murderers who have entered the stage. So Lady Macduff, she is at this moment only with her son. At this moment. So she says, "Where should I run away? And I have not harmed anyone." And then she remembers that in this wicked world, if you do harm, you are blessed. It is something worthy of being done. But if you do good, it is thought to be treacherous. And then she laments that, "Why do I put my womanly defense by saying I have done no harm?" And then she sees the faces of the murderers approaching. So she says, "What are these faces?" That means, whose faces are these? So the murderers enter. "Where is your husband? I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayest find him." So she takes a brave stand. She says, "I just hope that he is not in such a place which is so unprotected that people like you can harm him. People like you can find him and harm him. He is a traitor. So the son, thou liest, thou shag-head villain." So the son is not afraid of the murderer. So he says, "You are telling a lie. You rough-haired fellow, you are telling a lie. What you egg?" Stabbing him, "young fry of treachery." So the murderer gets very angry and he stabs the son of Macduff. So she says, "You young fellow, son of a traitor, son, he has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you." So, "Mother, he has killed me, so you run away." So Lady Macduff cries murder and she runs out of the stage. And the murderers, they follow her. So this is where Act 4 Scene 2 comes to an end. It seems to be a short scene where the two main characters are Lady Macduff and her son. For a short time we find Ross here, and then he leaves and a well-wisher comes and warns her, and then finally the murderers, who one of them kills the son and Lady Macduff runs out in fear. So this is what Act 4 Scene 2 is about. So I think I have explained it very easily, very lucidly for you all. So let me know your comments in the comment section. So bye for the time being.